Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, I'll be showing you my 7 hidden Divi features. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let me show you. Okay, so in our first tip, I'm going to show you how to change your default button to a button that matches your design or your branding. So by default, in fact, let me show you what I mean by this. So by default, when you load a button, it has a color. It has an outline and some text inside, but you can customize that. So let me show you what the button looks like out of the box when you use it with Divi. So I'm going to come over here to all pages. I'm going to select a specific page. So I'm going to come over here to the about page, click on edit. I'm going to go into the visual builder. I'm going to click this button to add a column. And I'm going to add the button module. So I'm going to come over here to button. So if I add a bit of text here, you can see that this is the default button that comes with Divi. So we would like to change this button. So in every time you come over to select or create a button, it needs to be a button that we've customized. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to come over here and just get rid of this and go back to our dashboard. So I'm going to discard this for now. So to do that, you come over here to Divi, Theme Customizer. And then right here on buttons, you click this link, go into button style, and this is where you make all your adjustments. So the text color is white. That's fine. I'm going to come over here to background color because this is very important. So this is where you choose your default background color. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this yellow and then make sure it doesn't have any transparency. So I'm just going to drag the sliders up so I have a solid color. Border width, I can go in and say 0 for the border width because I don't need that border. Border color is fine. Border radius is 3. That's okay. Letter spacing, let's set that to say 2. And then for the button font style, I'm going to make it bold and all caps. I hope you can remember all these settings because when we set up the button, it's going to have all these settings. So for now, let me go ahead and save and publish. Okay, I'm going to click on save and publish. And then I'm going to go back to my about page. So I'm going to go to all pages. In fact, let me trash this because we have a proper about us page here. So I'm going to click on edit. Okay, so I'm going to go into the visual builder because I prefer using the visual builder. So let me see where I'm going to put my button. So let me add my button just below this image. I'm going to click this plus button here to add my module. Click on button. And then I'm just going to add some text in that. So I'm going to call this button. Now you can see that my button is now yellow. And every time I add a button onto the website, this is the color that's going to show up. So go ahead, use this tip, and it's a quick tip that will help you save time because every time you add a button, you can't be going in and customizing the colors, copying and pasting the hexadecimal color and also all the settings. So this is a quick tip to make sure that all the buttons that you add on your website have a specific look and style to it. Okay, so let's move on to number 2. So first of all, I'm going to get out of this and escape. Exit the visual builder and discard these changes. Okay, so if you use Divi, you probably use the normal navigation, but did you know that you can actually customize your navigation to have different styles? So right now, this is the normal navigation. So let's go in and let me show you a different way you can have your navigation. So I'm going to come over here to Divi Blueprint, click on Dashboard to go into the dashboard area, come over here to Divi Theme Customizer. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to header navigation, and I'm going to come here to primary header. No, sorry, header format. And right now it's set to default. So what you want to do is to try these out. So I'm just going to show you the slide in. Okay, so I'm going to click on slide in, and I am going to, in fact, before publishing, I'll just show you what it looks like. So if I come over here on this hamburger icon, now I have my slide in, and this is a totally different header that we get. Okay, so let me show you one more. So that's the slide in. We can also have a full screen. Okay, so again, we have the hamburger icon. If I click this now, this is what we get. So we get a full screen navigation. So when you click this link, it takes you to the website. So this is how you can change your header navigation to a different style. Okay, I'm going to close out of this and let's move on to number 3. So let me come over here to all pages and I'll show you what I mean. So let's go to a home page. I'm going to click on edit. Right. So you can see here, this page is quite long. Now, if you want to go in and make it change to any of these sections or modules, sometimes it's quite confusing because you don't know what's in this text module. And in fact, I'm the one who created this layout, but I have no idea what is in this module. So what you then have to do is to go into the preview mode, take a look at it, and then try and work out what it is. Now, this is a time waster. Now, did you know that you can actually go in here and label this? So if I come over here to this text, I can right click and rename it. Okay, so I could call this, if it's a services item, I could call this services 1. Click on save. So now when I come to my layout, I will know exactly what is in this module. So this is one quick way you can save yourself time by previewing your layout and seeing what's where, even if you go into the visual builder, and I'll show you briefly. Right, so right now I'm in the visual builder. So I'm scrolling down here. Now the text, I know it could be this. That's because we don't have a lot of, in fact, services that I labeled could be this, or it could be that, because they're both text modules. So this is where if you come in here and you name them, it makes a better job of going in and editing those pages that you've created. So I hope that's a quick tip that you can use moving forward. Now, while we're on this page, we might as well talk about the next item, which is shortcuts. Now, this is one of my favorite. When you use the visual builder, and I'm sure you can do this on the normal builder as well, there are a lot of shortcuts. So you can do a copy and paste by pressing Command C if you're on a Mac, or Control C if you're on a PC. So let's say I want to add a new module here. So I'm going to come over here, click this plus button here. And in fact, I'm going to copy this and paste it, right? So I'm going to come over here, press Command C to copy. And then, in fact, what I need to do is duplicate this so I can show you how to copy and paste. Right. So I've duplicated this. So let's say I need to copy this to bring it over here. So I'm going to come over here, Command C to copy. If you're on a PC, it's Control C. And then let's say for example, there was nothing here. So all you have to do is to press Command V or Control V if you're a PC. And that's it. You've taken all this information that was here and it's now pasted here. So now you can go in and make your adjustments. And just as a side tip, if you want to customize or edit this text that you have right here, you don't have to go into the actual module. So let me show you. So right here, you could actually go into the module by clicking on the settings and then adjusting this title. So I'm going to put in S so you can see it, and this is updated here in real time. Right. So you can either do that, or you can actually highlight this as if you're in a text editor and start adjusting this. So I could say, I mean, you can see this is updating. So I could say heading, and that's it. You've got it. So that's an extra tip while we're here on the shortcuts. Now, there's a list of all these shortcuts. So I can link it in my show notes below, so you can go ahead and see these. But Control C is for copying, Control V is for pasting, and there's also Control Z. So if we do Control Z, it's the undo. So you can see here, I've pressed it a few times and it has done the undo. If I do this one more time, this section that I've duplicated is going to go. So let me try that. Okay, so that's that. So it does it in order, by the way. Okay, so if I do it one more time, that duplication that I've done is now gone. Okay, so let's move on to the color palette, and this is very, very important. Now, I normally use a website called Coolers. In fact, let me type it. No, I think it's O, actually. So this is a website that I use to create my color palettes. In fact, I've got it wrong. I'll just search for it. Color palette. Okay, here it is. So it's got a weird spelling. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. So this is a very cool website which you can use to generate your color palettes. So let's say you have a specific color palette that you're going to use for your website. So let me log in. I think I have a login. In fact, this is going to take way too long. So use this website for your color palettes, and let me show you how to create your default color palette. So let's go back into our dashboard, come over here to Divi and click on, I think it's theme options. Right. So this is the color palette that pops up every time you want to change your colors while you're building your website. Now, how about if you can come in here and add all your colors so that when you're designing the color that you've assigned your text is always going to be on the palette. So you don't have to copy and paste that hexadecimal code every single time you want to add your colors. So you can start off by changing this one. So if you click on it, you can actually change it. So I can say, okay, maybe that's black. Come over to the next one. Make it green. So these will be your specific colors. Now, if you're using this website called Coolers, you can actually copy the hexadecimal value of the color and then paste it in here. Okay, so let's say it's the hex color is F600000. Okay, is that right? Right, so that's your color that you're going to add in here. I'm not sure if that's an accurate hexadecimal color. I was trying to be all fancy and see if I can remember any of these. But anyway, you don't have to memorize these hex colors. Right, so let's move on to the next one. So let's say this one needs to be a purple. So you can come over here and enter your specific color. Now, once you've done this, you can now save. And then every time you want to do some edits on your pages, these are the colors that will show up, and these are the colors that you would have set up right in the beginning before you start building your website. So that again saves you a lot of time. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one, and this is the wireframe view. So I'm going to come over here to dashboard, click home, and I'm going to choose a page. Now I know quite a lot of people prefer using the legacy builder. Okay, so they prefer working in this builder. Now, if you've watched quite a few of my videos, you'll know that I prefer the visual builder because I prefer designing my website as I see the changes happening, a bit like Photoshop. Okay, so this layout right here, if you're someone that wants to migrate to the visual builder, here's a quick tip. You can actually come over here into the visual builder, and if you want to see what's happening, because sometimes this can be a bit confusing if you're coming from the normal builder to the visual builder, you can actually come over here to expand settings and click on a wireframe view, and boom, this is the same builder that you're used to, but it's working hand in hand with the visual builder. So you can actually flip between these two. So you can do all the things that you could do with your normal builder. You can drag items, you can right click and rename and do all that fancy stuff. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and this is the final one. This is number 7. This is the blog layout. Now, when you, in fact, let me have some water because my throat is drying. Right. Okay. So let's come over here to dashboard, and I'm just going to discard and exit. Normally, when we design our website, we assign a page to the blog. And let me show you how we do this. So I'm going to come over here to all pages, and I'm just going to check if I have the blog page. Yes, I do have the blog page. So right now, if I view this page, okay, there's nothing on there. So I'm just going to go back, and that's because it's not assigned. So normally what we do is we come over here to settings, we click on, always confused between writing and reading, and then I always get it right. Okay, so it's not that one. It's reading. So I'm going to come over here to reading. So we assign our normal page to be the home page, or a page that we want the people that land on our website to see. So in this case, it's the home page. But the post page now this is where you assign your blog page right here on the post page. So we can come over here to blog, and that becomes our blog page. Click on save. Now I'm going to come over here to my website and go to the blog page. Okay, so it's not on my, I'm just going to type it like that. Okay, so this is our blog page. The problem, or in fact, you may prefer setting your blog page this way, but what I find is the problem with doing it this way is you're stuck with one layout. You can't actually go in and edit this, you know? So if I click on edit page, I can go into the Divi builder, but I'm restricted on how I can do my layout on this page because I've assigned that page as a blog page. Now, here's another way that you could do it. So I'm going to go back to my settings, click on reading, and let me remove that blog page. Click on save changes. So if you want to have flexibility of designing that blog page to whatever layout you want, all you have to do now that I've unassigned the page, come over here to pages, click on all pages because we need to go to the blog page. Click on edit. Right, so now I can go in and click on use the Divi builder, and you can see now that button is now working, as before it wasn't. I tried to click on it, I couldn't do anything with it. Okay, right, so I can go into my visual builder and use my blog module. So I'm going to come over here and click a single column, and now I can add my blog module. And this is how we had it before, if you remember, on the page. But we can do some fancy stuff here. So I can come over here to design, click on layout, and I can change it from full width to grid. Okay. Now this you can't do if you assign the page as a blog in WordPress. Okay. So these are my 7 tips. I'd like to hear what you guys think. So, right. Thanks for watching. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Now, there's one thing that I need to mention, and that is I'm not sure when I'll be broadcasting live. So what we need to do is to go to diviuniversity.com/subscribe. In fact, the link will be in the show notes. By subscribing, I'll be notifying you when I'll be going live. So thanks, guys. Until next time, take care.